Hey guys, it's Narissa. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a what is for dinner video. So I'm going to go through what we had for dinner this past week. So first off, this is a barbecue chicken slider that I actually did not film the recipe for, so I apologize for that. I had meal prepped almost this entire dinner. So I will link that meal prep video right here and down below so that you could view that. But I basically just made barbecue chicken, and I also made a KFC copycat slaw dressing and mixed a bag of coleslaw up with that dressing. So the next night we had homemade chicken Alfredo pizza with bacon and onion. So I had some leftover homemade pizza dough in the freezer that I wanted to use, and so I set that out in the morning so that it would thaw and then it raises as well. So I'm going to chop up one sweet Vidalia onion so that I can use this on the pizza. And homemade pizza, if you're intimidated by it at all, don't be. It's super easy and it's much more affordable than takeout for sure. You can make your own dough, or you don't have to make your own dough. A lot of grocery stores now carry fresh dough or dough in the can, pizza dough in a can that you can buy and easily make into any homemade pizza that you prefer. So I'm just going to get out a baking sheet here, and then I'm going to fold my dough underneath itself to get it woken up. And then I'm going to start just kneading it or shaping it, pressing it into my sheet pan. You can use any shape sheet pan. You can try and get it to fit the entire sheet pan. You can fit it into half of the sheet pan, whatever you prefer. You will have a thicker crust, you know, if you don't spread it out as much. And this is a half batch of one recipe, so it should be just the way I like it if I can get it to spread out into the entire sheet pan. So you can see I accidentally ripped a hole in it, but that's okay. You just pinch it back together with your fingers and it will be fine. Alright, so now that I have it spread out into my pan, I forgot to mention I did spray the pan with some non-stick spray. But now that I have the pizza dough spread out into my pan, I'm going to add some just jarred Alfredo sauce. I had some on the shelf that had been there a while. And then I'm going to add some pre-cooked chicken that I actually had meal prepped the weekend before, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to use it for, but this was perfect. Then I realized, oh, I like to put the cheese down first, dang it. So I grabbed my shredded mozzarella and put a cup or cup and a half, more like a cup and a half to 2 cups of shredded mozzarella over my sauce, and then I added the shredded chicken breast, or cubed up chicken breast actually. And then I love these real bacon pieces from Walmart. They're great value brand. They are really affordable and really, really good. So I'm going to sprinkle some bacon on top of the pizza as well as that onion. And then sweet basil is an herb that I really enjoy. So I put it on everything, a lot of things, maybe not everything, but I'm going to sprinkle it with the sweet basil and also some garlic salt. So then I put it into a preheated 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, and this is the final product. It is so good and definitely worth making at home yourself. Much cheaper as well. So the next night we had spinach and Swiss quiche. I love spinach and Swiss together. They are one of my favorite combinations, and this dinner was excellent, and it actually fed us probably 2.5 times. So we also have chickens, and we have a lot of eggs. So I oftentimes like to find egg recipes to utilize some of our eggs or a lot of our eggs, I should say. So quiche is an excellent way to do that. So I have some green onions here that are on their last leg, and I'm going to peel off the outside layers, and then I'm going to chop those up, and I'm not going to be able to use many of the greens, but that's okay. I usually do like to include the greens in my recipes, but that's okay. So I'm going to chop up my green onion and get that into a frying pan where I have melted 1 or 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just going to saute these very lightly, and then I'm going to add an entire bag of fresh spinach and let this wilt down. Now you could totally use frozen spinach, and I actually did have frozen spinach. I didn't think that I did, but it's this fresh spinach. It wilts down very easily and very quickly. So I'm also going to add a teaspoon of garlic, already prepared minced garlic, into the spinach mixture, and then onto the egg filling. So I'm going to add my milk and my eggs, and I always generally add 1 or 2 extra eggs to the recipe because my chickens don't all lay extra large eggs, so they oftentimes, or a couple birds oftentimes, lay fairly small eggs. But I'm going to add a tiny bit of ground nutmeg, and then also just a very tiny bit, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and some salt, and give that a good whisk. Alright, now to assemble the quiche, I am just using a store-bought pie dough. I also have a really good and easy recipe that I will link above here for a homemade pie dough, but this was a weeknight and I had not prepped the pie dough, so taking some help from the store. So I'm going to sprinkle some of my already grated up Swiss cheese that I had meal prepped, about half of it, so about a cup and a half, onto the bottom of the pie shell. And then next goes my spinach mixture with the onion and garlic, and then I pour the egg mixture on top and then add some of the extra. Then this goes into a 325-degree preheated oven for 50 or 55 minutes. This meal is just fabulous, and I think I actually cooked it for exactly 50 minutes. Now, to go alongside this, we are overrun with cucumbers in the garden right now, so I'm just going to mix up a quick cucumber salad. Many of you may know exactly what I'm going to do here. This is an old-fashioned cucumber and onion salad. I'm not going to add the onions, but I'm just adding as many cucumbers as I can get into a 1.5-pint jar. And then what you do is you basically add a vinegar and water brine that you sweeten up with some sugar, and let your cucumbers sit in this mixture for at least a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you'll have a wonderful, fresh, crunchy side dish. So I mixed up a half batch here, and then I realized that I needed a little bit more, so I added the rest to my measuring cup and filled that up, put it in the refrigerator, and waited for the quiche to get done. So this was my favorite meal of the week. It was so good. So next on the menu was a new recipe, grilled chicken margarita. I had never tried this before. I will link all of these recipes or something close to it down below. But I wanted something healthy and fresh, and I found this recipe, and I really enjoy pesto, and this recipe includes pesto. So I took 2 chicken breasts, and that I had cut in half long ways, so they're pretty thin. And then I am going to add a little marinade, which includes some salt and pepper, some olive oil, garlic pepper, excuse me, I can't talk, and then also some Italian seasoning. So I'm going to get this all mixed up and coated on all of the chicken. and then I'm going to put it on a grill pan indoors. It was a little too hot for me to go out and grill the chicken, which was fine. So I grilled the chicken for about 6 or 8 minutes on each side. Actually, it was just a little bit less because these were so thin, so I want to say no more than 6 minutes on each side. And then I used some cherry tomatoes to make the topping. These were not from the garden. These were from the grocery store, but I do now have plenty of cherry tomatoes. Will not be buying any more from the grocery store for a while. So I'm going to halve up some cherry tomatoes until I get to a half of a cup. That's what the recipe called for. And then I'm going to mix it with some lemon juice and salt and pepper. If anyone is interested in this lemon juicer, it is one of the best kitchen investments ever. It has a spot for lemons and then also a spot for limes, and it's so simple and definitely cuts down your time, especially when you use a lot of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. And also, I forgot, this also included some Italian seasoning in that tomato lemon topping. So I've got my chicken breasts grilling up here. I flipped them over and they're cooking away. The chicken was really good in this recipe. So the next step is to add some mozzarella cheese. So I just took some already pre-sliced mozzarella cheese, cut it in half, and then put it on the chicken. So that melted right away. And then I'm using some pre-made pesto sauce that I actually got from Aldi's. It's pretty good, and I've used it before and I really do like it. So I just spread about a tablespoon each with the pesto sauce, and then that's it. So I got it on a plate, and then you top it with your tomato, lemon, Italian seasoning mixture. And then with this meal we had the cucumbers like I had said, and then some brown rice and quinoa. This was my least favorite meal of the week. I don't know, I just felt like it was missing something and it just didn't hit the spot like I wanted it to. The chicken was excellent, so I don't know, maybe it was just the combination, or maybe it was just my taste buds at the time. But we ate on these 4 meals throughout the entire week, and I also actually got a couple of lunches out of the quiche. So it was all in all a great week, and I had a lot of it meal prepped ahead of time, which made the work week much easier. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you had for supper this week, or what you had for supper last week actually. I love getting new ideas. And also, please let me know in the comments if you by chance try any of these recipes, and let me know what you think. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!